Hello students, we are going to continue with our sixth chapter, right? We have completed the particular concept of cooperative society, characteristics, advantages and limitations, right? Now the next form of business organization, very important, and mainly that in this, after the phase of industrialization, this form of a business, that is joint stock company, that is the company, right, it is prevailing in the modern era, right? In this lecture I have covered concept and meaning and what are the characteristics of a company. Okay, see, whatever we have seen, that whether it is a sole proprietorship, whether it is a partnership, HUF or this cooperative society, the main problem is what? If the company, if the person they want to go for the particular large scale business, then there is a limitation of capital, right? So that after the phase of industrialization, this the problem of capital, that was the biggest question in front of the corporate world or in front of the industrialist, right? So the new form of a business organization, that is the joint stock company, that has been arised, right? Company, they can that get that separate legal identity, they are going to get, or they can raise the fund, they can raise the capital through the various means or various ways, right? Unlimited liability, that will be there in the sole proprietorship and in the partnership, or whether it will be the HUF, everything is there, right? These are the these are the limitation of sole proprietor and the particular partnership, right? So for this, the solution, right, is what? Is the company, right? Mainly that public sector enterprises, private sector enterprises, these are the things which are prevailing in the market. Public sector industries, that means they will be government undertaking, right, managed, controlled and monitored by government. Private sector industries, they are governed by the individual or a group of individuals, right? So with the effort of these things, that that they can issue shares, they can issue the they can raise the fund in the name of the company, as they are going to get the separate legal identity, right? So for trade, for the manufacturing process, for the production, what we have the concept of joint stock company, okay, right? And the maximum contribution towards the economic growth and economic development, that is done by joint stock company or the company, we can say, right? So sometimes it is called as what? It is called as the growth engine, right, for the economic growth or for the economic development of the country, right? Because see, this that they are working on the large scale business, right? And when they are working on a large scale business, so their turnover, that is going to increase, and when the turnover is increasing, obviously the profit is also going to increase, right? So government, they are going to what? They are going to generate the more income in terms of tax. Getting my point, right? So here what we are going to see, particularly the company is what? Is a particularly artificial person who is working or who is in the existence in terms of law, in terms of that legal formalities, okay, right? Like suppose that each and every person, they are that known by their name, like suppose my name is Ankur, so I will be called as Ankur, right? Same way after the particular registration of a company, see, the Indian Companies Act, that was introduced in the year 1956, right? That that every company, each and every company, they, if they want to get that particular more amount of a capital, so they need to register under the Indian Companies Act 1956, right? So after that, under the registration, or sorry, after the registration, what we can say, okay, yes, there is a what? There is the existence of the artificial person, that is the company is there, okay? And one more thing, this Indian Companies Act 1956, it was revised in the year 2013, right? So the new Companies Act, that is there with the what? The new Companies Act in 2013, which was came into force or came into that implementation from 1/4/2014. See, as being a commerce student, as being a management students, we are going to follow the financial year and not the calendar year, okay, right? That is starting from the 1st of April ending on the 31st March, right? So the act that was introduced into the year 2013 and it was implemented from 1/4/2014, okay, getting my point, right? So here the basic understanding, that is what is company is all about, that is they can what? They can raise the capital through many ways, right? They will be working there, yes, they are going to enjoy the longer period of lifespan, okay, and ultimately they are going to work under some legal formalities. Okay, right? Then the meaning, right? As I said, it is an artificial person which came into existence with the common goals, right? Or we can say that company is an artificial, invisible and intangible person in the eyes of, they have that physical existence. Okay, but what is the main thing? That yes, it is what it is in the eyes of law. The company is what? Company is the artificial person. Okay, they can come into the contract. They can come under the contract or agreement with any other person or with any other company. Like I'm working with my own company, like Ankur's company, right? So that company that can what they can came into, they can do the contract, they can do the agreement in terms of other different legal formalities or whatever will be there. Okay, right? But the specific definition that is from the Act 2013, that is what? Company means the company registered under the Act, that is the Indian Companies Act 2013, under any former act. Former act, that means that when it was firstly introduced in the year 1956, right? The company which are registered, that see the company they are newly starting after 2013, so they will be registered under the Indian Companies Act 2013, right? But the company they are already working, right, before 2013, so they will become under the Indian Companies Act 1956. Okay, right? So it is a what? That company is a creation of law. See, if you want to start a company, then yes, you need to go for what? You need to go for a specific legal procedure, which is going to help you out in registration or getting that artificial status, right? That legal separate identity. Yes, this company is registered under the Indian Companies Act 2013. They are permitted to do the business, whatever the thing is, that production is there, purchase is there, whatever the things will be. Okay, right? Clear? Now, starting with the characteristics first, that is legal personality. Once the company is registered under the Companies Act 2013 or former act, that is 1956, the company is going to get that legal personality. Right? A person can sue the company, like suppose if I am not satisfied with the company, then I will file a case against them, or if anything is there, then company can file the case against any person which are that harmful for their reputation, for their creditworthiness. Okay, right? Second, perpetual existence. Now what is perpetual? That is, it is a continuous existence will be there, right? There is no that see, in sole proprietorship we have seen they are going to enjoy a very short period of lifespan. In partnership also we have seen, right? HUF, yeah, they are going to enjoy, but their Karta is next address member, it will be there. Here the board of directors, the members of the company, they are going to what? They are going to go in, they can go out, but still the company is going to survive for a longer period of time. We can take example of Tata, we can take example of Reliance, right? It is that it is a successive thing that will be what? That will be taken over by the particular person who is liable, who is eligible for that thing. Getting my point, right? Liquidation, that means the shutdown point, it will be there, but when all the members they are that agree to do the liquidation of the company. Now liquidation, that means like suppose when the phase of liquidation is going to come, like suppose that I am the person who is not able to pay the particular liabilities or debt that I have taken, okay, right, to raise the fund, to raise the capital, then the position of liquidation it will be, that is the shutdown point, it will be. Okay, then division of capital into small fraction. Now understand, in how many ways a company can raise the capital? Mainly there are that 4 ways we can say. Okay, capital structure with the equity shares that we are going to learn into chapter number 8, that sources of business finance, right? They can what? They can raise the fund through shares, they can raise the fund through taken up a loan from the banks or the financial institutions, right? They can issue the debentures so that they can get the particular finance, public deposits are there, bonds are there, everything is there. Okay, right? But ultimately, what is the thing? Yes, the capital that can be divided into the small fraction. Okay, small fraction, that means yes, yeah, I am going to issue the share, though I can get the capital, I am going to take up a loan, I am going to issue debentures, everything will be there, right? So the each fraction that is divided, right, that small part, it is called as share, and the purchaser of the share is called as the shareholder of the company, right? If I am purchasing a share of particular Reliance, of L&T or whatever the things will be, I will be considered as a shareholder of that particular company. Okay, right? So company, they can, with the issue of share, they can raise the more amount of capital whenever it is required. Okay, right? Then easy transfer of share. Shareholders, they can easily transfer the share from one person to another person, right? It is there in the procedure, that is there into the law, right? See, this characteristic, the transfer of share, it is the most important characteristic. Why? Because see, in the previous thing we have seen, like that if more than two partners are there, if both of the person are involved, then transfer of share is not easy. But here it is there. If I want to transfer my share to other person, I can. Okay, right? That common seal. Now, how you are going to give the consent to the particular, that whatever the resolution, whatever the decision that has been taken into the board meetings or particular general meeting will be there. So common seal, like suppose we have that, like suppose we have the school, that Divine Public School, the one stamp will be there. It will be stamped onto the particular thing and it will be signed. So that is what case the consent is given. Right, we are coming for the taking of a LC. If we are coming to the particular that mark sheet, collection of a mark sheet, the stamp and sign, it will be there. That means what? It is authorized, right? That you are authorized to get that particular mark sheet, you are authorized to get that particular LC by the school, you can say, right? So that that daily whatever the transactions they are going to be there, it will be what? That consent that is will be there, that is needed. Then that is what? That is a common seal, the stamp that will be made. Okay. Right? Then management. Now understand here that the management and ownership, these two things are different in the company, right? Like suppose I am the owner, okay, and I will be choosing my representative, I will be electing my representatives, those who are considered as a board of directors, or they will be considered as the MD, that is managing director, right? So those who are going to manage the business. Right, like equity shareholders, they are the that they are the particular person who are the true owners of the company. So they are going to what? They are going to elect the representative and they will be appointing a board of directors. Those, see, it can be like suppose we are 5 or 6 owners are there. So amongst them only 2 or 3 they can be what? They can be there into the board of director list. So they are going to manage the business. Right. So here what is the thinking? Yes, there is a what? There is a separation. Director, that one. Right, the shareholder, they are going to lead a representative among themselves, that is called as a director, who is going to manage all the things, who is going to control the activity of the company, right? And a group of directors, they are known as board of directors, who are going to manage the company, right? So here ownership and management, these two things are different, right? So the owners, they are only going to collect the report from the board of directors. Just tell us that what is the turnover ratio, how you are managing the business, everything it will be there. It will be that connected with each other things. Okay, right? So this is the important thing, right? Management, that is different. Ownership, that is different. That means the owner, what they are doing, they are decentralizing, they are distributing the power amongst the board of directors. Okay, yes, you are authorized person, you are the person who is going to what? Who is going to manage the business in particularly in place of us, right? With our consent, with our that power of attorney. Okay, right? Then status of a member. See, once you have purchased the share, then you will be member of the company, right? But you cannot do the business, you cannot do any kind of transaction in the name of the company. Why? Because company has already gotten that particular that separate legal identity, right? So like suppose I am telling, hey, I am from the Reliance, I want to do the agreement. No, right? Yeah, you can do the agreement, you can take up the particular call on behalf of on that particular on your own thing. Like suppose I am the one who is going to take the agreement, right? But you cannot do the agreement, you cannot do any kind of transaction in the name of the company. Okay, right? Then number of member. Now see, mainly as I said, there are two things, public and private, that is public sector and private sector, right? When it is about private company, minimum 2 members are required, that is number of member, right? And maximum is 200, right? Like minimum 2, maximum 200. While in public company, minimum number 7, but there is no restriction over the maximum number. Maximum number, it can be increased up to 1000, 2000, 10,000 or whatever the things will be are. Right, but we have that limitation. If you want to start a private company, then minimum 2 members are required, right? And maximum 200 is the limit. While here minimum 7 and maximum unlimited, right? You need to remember this thing, right? The number of members. Okay, right? Then liability of members. we have learned that in the sole proprietorship what is the meaning of liability, that unlimited liability, right? Unlimited liability, that means what? The person, that they are, as a person, as a member, I am taking up a loan, right, and I am not able to repay the debt, then my personal property also be sold, right? But here the company with the limited liability and unlimited liability, that is types of a company, that is our next topic, right? So company with the limited liability, it will be there mostly practically, this is the things, or this is the scenario which are going to be prevailing in the market. Okay, so here what is the main thing, that only one member or all the members, they will, the liability is limited up to the shares held by them. Like suppose I have purchased 10 shares, then I will be liable to pay only up to amount of 10 shares in the time of liquidation, right? In case of unlimited liability, may all the members or any one of the member, they are going to have that unlimited liability. Everything that will be mentioned into the memorandum of association. What is memorandum of association? That we are going to see in the next lectures, that is going to be there. Okay, by memorandum of association, it is the one of the blueprint, right, which is going to clear what is the objective of business, name of the business, address of the business, who are the directors, what will be the ratio of profit, capital, everything that is there, right? So here it is an instrument, memorandum of association, it is an instrument which is going to help in deciding the procedure of the company. Okay, right? Then fundamental rights. See, though company is going to get that, that artificial personality, right, they are going to what? They are the citizen, they are, see, if I am the citizen of a country, then I will be getting the fundamental rights, right? But here it is a creation of law. So that company is not existing, right, in the, that in the reality, right? So what we are going to do, okay, yes, there is no fundamental rights that will be enjoyed by the citizens. They are going to have the fundamental rights. You know very well, in 10th standard you have studied, right, that freedom to speak, freedom to move from one place to another, free to get that particular right to vote, right to get education. These are the fundamental rights, right? But company, they are not going to get any kind of fundamental right. Okay, then voting right per share. Understand, in cooperative society, what we have learned that voting right is per member, but here voting right per share. Like I'm the person who is that holding a 51% of total share capital, then maximum decision power that will be with me. I can take up a decision of the business as per my wish, as per my particular, that my thinking, my perception. Okay, right? So here voting right per share, like person who has, on the basis of that shares they are having, they can vote into the board of meeting, right, or take in the general elections. Okay, right? Thank you. Just go through it. If you have any doubt, do let me know.